The Sacramento Kings have had a tough time as a franchise since the organization's emergence into the NBA, posting their only championship year in the 1950-51 season, way back when they were still the Rochester Royals. Since then, they've struggled most seasons to make it into the playoffs, and when they have, they're usually knocked out within the first or second round. It's been 12 years since Sacramento has even seen the postseason, and in that time the franchise has had ups and downs, but arguably the biggest change happened when Vivek Ranadive purchased the Kings, taking a very hands-on approach and launching what's been a fairly successful rebuild so far. Don't get me wrong, there's been a learning curve for him, with a lot of really questionable moves, and some that have been undebatably bad, like Papagiannis at 13 and Nick Stauskas at 8. But as of right now, they've got a really solid young core with players like De'Aaron Fox, Marvin Bagley, Buddy Hield, Frank Mason, Skal Labissiere, Harry Giles, and the player that I think can really change the direction this organization's been heading in Bogdan Bogdanovic. Bogdan is one of the most complete styles of basketball of not only any of the rookies from last season, but of a lot of players in the league, truly being able to not only do it all, but more importantly, do it all well. Complemented by his winner's mentality, Bogdan has both the skill set and attitude to be that bright spot that Sacramento fans have been waiting for. With that, I'm Mac Pinko, and let's take a look at how good Bogdan Bogdanovic can be, and if he can really help take this franchise to the next level. Before we get into his game, I just want to take a quick look at his time so far in the league, starting when he was drafted, just to give you guys a little background. Chosen with the 27th overall pick of the 2014 draft by the Phoenix Suns, Bogdan would be traded 2 years later before even stepping foot on an NBA court during the 2016 draft, where he was swapped to the Kings along with the 13th and 28th picks, who respectively turned into Yorgos Papagiannis and Skal Labissiere for the 8th pick, Marquise Chriss. Bogdan stayed overseas until the 2017-18 season, where he signed a deal with the Kings for $27 million over 3 years, the most expensive rookie contract in league history. His rookie year went well, averaging 11.8 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 3.3 assists per game, combined with a three-point percentage of 39.2% on 4.2 attempts per game. He was named to the NBA All-Rookie Second Team and was picked as the MVP of the Rising Stars Challenge, where he put his near-limitless range on display. But he showed off what he was really capable of in games with numerous clutch performances, including some game winners like a bank shot over the previous season's Defensive Player of the Year, Draymond Green, winning a game against the Golden State Warriors. So starting with a look at his physicality, at 6'6" in shoes with a wingspan of 6'11", he has fantastic size for a shooting guard, but can easily slide over to the 3 and play small forward if necessary. Looking at his shot, he's a knockdown shooter from all over the court, being able to nail some really deep threes or sink some shorter mid-range shots, so he can't be given space anywhere on the court or he'll make the defender pay for it. His form is picture-perfect smooth with a quick release. Combined with his height and long wingspan, he doesn't have a problem shooting over the defense, something he's shown he's not afraid of, if anything, almost thriving in those situations. The method of shot doesn't make a difference to him either. He makes every opportunity available: catch and shoot, off the dribble, pull-up jumpers, step backs, even an occasional fadeaway. He's made baskets that are practically half court. And I know I might be talking about his shooting a lot, but it's only because it's that good, and in a league that's dominated by shooting, it's a really important tool to have, but it's far from all he can do. He has really well-developed handles, which he takes advantage of by using some fancy dribbling to try and put his defender to sleep, where he likes to either pull up for a jump shot in their face, or get past the defender for a better look at the basket, being able to create offense for himself, not necessarily needing another player to do it for him. He's a great ball handler and could potentially run as a point forward if necessary to try out some different lineups. He utilizes efficient passing in tandem with court vision and great basketball IQ, making for both flashy and effective assists, helping to create a lot of open looks for his teammates. He's got a good eye for cutting teammates, and especially likes feeding big men with alley-oops. Willie Cauley-Stein and him in particular seem to read each other really well. He's a good athlete, but doesn't have the quickest first step, more or less relying on a combination of his handles and screens to get by defenders. But don't get me wrong, he's in no way slow and definitely is fast enough to make it to the rim. He falls somewhere closer to average within the NBA for pure athleticism. He moves off ball really well, and I'm not entirely sure if this is just the Sacramento Kings coaching or just his natural feel for the game. He just has a good habit of reading NBA defenses, finding ways to get himself open, utilizing off-ball screens, and constantly making cuts. He has no problems finishing at the rim either, usually driving and preferring either a teardrop floater or some kind of jumper, but has shown off dunks in a variety of layups like finger rolls or up and unders. He's got impressive footwork and tight body control. It might sound obvious, but he's very used to his body and can take advantage of it, being able to change pace with total control and even use some spin moves to catch the defense off guard. He's an above average rebounder for the position, which is always useful, coming from a combination of size and feel in the court. I think his biggest downside, and this is something that more experience in NBA coaching should fix, is his aggressiveness. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he seems to start games coming at the gate really hard, taking and making shots, driving, but by the third quarter, he'll start to defer to teammates more, passing when he might have taken a pretty open look, which isn't necessarily a bad thing all the time, but I do think the team would benefit more from some aggressive play from him. Defense is solid, again probably somewhere along average for the league. He's always trying and he never quits on plays. He manages a decent amount of steals for a 2-guard with 0.9 per game, usually just by sticking with his man, his long reach, and strong basketball IQ. The guy is a winner and brings that attitude to every game. He's the kind of player that lives for those big moments. You can see it. The buzzer beaters, the 4-point plays. When the clock is winding down, he's the guy you want taking that last play shot, and that's something that the Kings have needed. The Kings are in a better place than they've been at in a long time, and while maybe still a couple years off from consistent playoff contention, if their young team can keep developing, they can start making some real attempts at postseason success. With all the skills to succeed, I can't see a world where Bogdan doesn't become a part of this team's core for the future. And while I don't want to say for sure that I see all-star potential or anything like that, I can definitely see him in sort of a younger Manu Ginobili type of role, doing for the Kings what he did for the Spurs, and helping to become a cornerstone of the Sacramento franchise. Sometimes players don't necessarily get the attention they might deserve, because they play for an organization that's in a tough position. And I don't think that should be true of anyone, especially Bogdan. The guy's got so much potential with such a well-rounded, developed game, and truly think he can be the player to help lead the Kings to a new era of Sacramento basketball. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I just want to thank all you guys for your support. You're the reason I love making these videos, and if you have anything you'd like to see or suggestions for a player or team you'd like to see me talk about, please write about it in the comments section. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next time.